Have you ever wanted to make a Dark Eldar character from Warhammer 40,000 in City Heroes? I'm Controlled Chaos. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. Let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go technology because, well, if they use technology, you could also go magic because they're affected by the warp. It really depends on what kind of Dark Eldar you're going for. If they're, using the warp, I would go with magic. If they're going with rifles, stuff like that, I would go technology. You might even think mutation because they are sort of mutated by the warp. Just the background story of it. But let's get into the actual creation. So I would choose based off of what you're wanting to go with, whether you want melee one or ranged one. I'm going to go off of ranged, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the blaster because, well, Eldar and Dark Eldar aren't really heavily strong. I'm going to go with beam weapons for the first ability. Go single shot, and I'll choose that just to get things started. Then in options that we can choose is we can go with martial arts, we can go with ninja training, you can go with devices. Dark manipulation would be a good one to go with that you could do and go from there. Maybe even some temporal manipulations, but I'm gonna go with the ninja training and choose the ability there. Then now we're in the body. Choose either male or female. You definitely don't want large. You want to keep it on the default average setting. Few things you want to change here is you want to lower their physicalness so that they're very skinny. I put down about half. I mean, you could go all the way down, but they're really not that skinny. And then go like that. I bring the shoulders out a bit. And then for the chest, also bring that out a bit. And then for the waist, I'd bring that in some in alignment with the physique. And then same with the hips. And go about that angle. Then we're going to go ahead and go into costume customization. I'm going to clear this out. And I want to do purple for the main color because they have a dark purple armor. Secondary that we normally go with is we're going to go with a darker gray for the blades, and the metal effect works. After that, let's go ahead and get into the head. For the head, we want to go into scaling. I want to take the head, I want to drop the width down, drop the depth down, so we get a very skinny looking head like we have here. And then we're going to go into head. We're going to go to shape. We want to keep it in the chiseled area. Because if we go intellect, you get the big brain. We go thin, just a little too thin. So we want to keep it with the chiseled. Give it that chiseled look because elves have a chiseled look on their face. And then I like to keep mine sort of on one for this one. For the hair, go with something long. So go with something like the ponytail is a good one. Another good one is the top knot that you can do. So you could do the ponytail like this. And I'd go back up to colors. I'd switch the linking of the colors. And I'd change the color from purple to black. And then take this gray and make it a darker gray there. Then we need to go to ears. We're going to go ahead and change this just immediately to elf. Now we got that elven look that we want. That looks very elvish to me. Next, we're going to go ahead and go into upper body. We're going to zoom back in again. We're going to go to tights. And there's a couple that we can choose, but there's one I really like using for the pure simple fact that pulls off the arm feel. And that is the medieval armor right here. Because a lot of the Dark Eldar stuff has the stripes right here. I'm not worried about this area right here because that's going to get covered up. The back is okay because of the way it looks. So we go ahead and in shoulders, we can go ahead and do the justice plates is a good one to choose. Another good one that you can do all the way to the bottom here. And you're going to go with the swept points is another good one to do, and works well there, but I want to go with the first one I did just to give that upper crescent look, which was justice plates. I'm going to choose that one. Then we're going to go chest detail, and to give that chest feel, we want to find the Vanguard one we can do. I did look at Imperial Justice, not that nice looking, but it's Vanguard 2 is what I recommend there. And to give it that really good feel, you can still go in and change things up. So I'm going to go here, make that purple also. I'm going to do the same thing for the shoulders. I want this purple too, because there's no real color variance here. I wish there were shoulder pads with like this with spikes on, or the swept with spikes on, or blades on it actually, because that's what the Dark Eldar has, is they have a lot of blades and spikes on the shoulder pads, but there's no good ones that fit the Eldar feel shoulder pad wise. You can do the Dark Eldar without it, but after that I want to go to belt. I'm going to do the Tech Knight belt. Find it here. Moment. And there it is. Tech Knight. And I'm going to go ahead and do the cloth on that. And I will go ahead and keep the metal on, or the metal look on that. Now I'm going to switch over to the lower body. Don't worry about the gloves. I'm going to be getting to the gloves. But now we want to go to the tights. And once again, I want to go ahead and do the medieval look. Metallic. There's the medieval. So we can do the medieval there. And we can keep this metal look, or you can also drop it there, but it's actually going to keep that metal look, so we're not too worried about it. Now, let's go ahead and go on to the boots. The boots you want to match with the gloves to get the feel going. So there's several choices that you can do. You can go with spikes, which will put the spikes on the back. That works out well. Another choice that you have is you can go through, and there are other ones that you can do, such as, where's the sinister? Oh, let's do circle of thorns. So circle of thorns with spikes. This is another good one that you can choose right there. That's a great choice. Other choices is sinister with pads is another really good choice. However, I'd flip this around a bit. So with this one, I'd actually make this the dark purple, and this one right here, I'd go that direction with that if I were to do this one. Or another one you can do is the assisted one. Looking for here. Hard to keep track of all of them because some of them have servers have things in alphabetical order and some don't. So trying to figure out where everything is for each server takes me a bit of time because I can't memorize for each server how they have things organized out. That would just take too much brain power. And not the awakened, it is, come on. For it. There it is, this one right here. So this one we do want to have that right here, that color, and then you can, if you want to have some of that spiked feel, you can put these glows on just for that slightly spiked feel. And the reason I choose these is because of the knee pads. This has a very Dark Eldar feel to it. Now, for the gloves, like I said, you want to match the gloves with what you have for the upper body. So if you go, or for the boots, so if you go spiked on the boots, go spiked on the gloves. And if you do the spiked gloves, make sure that you go with the medieval look on them. It just adds to it and gives it the right feel and look. But overall, if so, for instance, if you went with the Circle of Thorns, one, Circle of Thorns, you can do Circle of Thorns spikes, so you get the spikes on the gloves. Need another one. There it is, right there. So we can do this here and do Radiant to get a bit of that spiked feel there. And this has that very Dark Eldar feel to it overall. So this is how you build out the body of the character. Now let's talk about weapons. Yeah, 2 weapon sets here that we're going to go with. I recommend going with the Vanguard rifle with bayonet, or the Vanguard rifle with the or Elite Vanguard rifle with the bayonet. Either of those would work for this build. If you're gonna go with blades, you can go with the katanas, you can go with the Ninja 2, you can also go, a good one is the Fantasy Blade, you can go with the Imperial katana is good. You want to go fit with the energy blade stuff, you could go with the Vanguard katana, but that's going more Star Wars wise because there are no energy blades in Warhammer 40,000. The only reason we're getting an energy bayonet on the Vanguard is because that's the only really good looking sci-fi weapon with the bayonet on it, and they do a lot with bayonet. So those are the weapons I would choose. I would stick with the katana or the ninja blade and the what was it, the just stay with the katanas and ninja blade looks is what I would go with overall on this, and that will give you the really nice fit and feel of a Dark Eldar as close as we can get. Now I am working on the idea of doing some shoulder pads for the Dark Eldars, along with maybe some gloves and some boots to give that feel. And let me know if you'd be interested in that. Comment down below, let me know if you would like that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Have a great day.